So, greetings, dear ones. Happy Friday, the 18th of December. This is such a beautiful and powerful time. Just in general, the holidays are here. We just finished last night, the 8th day of Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights, and it's leading us into this preparatory weekend for Monday evenings. Actually, it's early morning, 20th, 21st, depending on which uh, chart you look at what time the actual conjunction is going to take place on the solstice, which is Monday. And the solstice in and of itself is a very powerful time. Those of you who are familiar with my work know that I have an annual solstice event, as I do the equinoxes. And the December one is always a surprise as far as the theme is concerned, because in general, it is about moving from darkness to light. For thousands of years, man, and it's in our infancy, watched the heavens, watched the stars, the skies, and studied them insofar as knowing what to do, where to live, etc. And yet there was this continuous progression towards, at least for the Western Hemisphere, a gradual progression towards longer and longer nights and shorter days. So therefore, the fear was always there of whether this was going to continue, and we wouldn't have any daylight anymore. And on the 21st, they were able to sense and observe that there was just a little bit longer, or after the 21st, a little bit longer amount of daylight. Then bringing back the faith and the awareness, or faith and hope that it would continue to get light. So always around the solstice, we have the theme of moving from darkness to light, the struggle between the two. But this year is exceptional. Well, it has been an exceptional year for many, many, many reasons, of course. And this pandemic we've been within is a means by which we have the opportunity to reset, redesign, reassess, reconfigure our lives individually and collectively. And so on Monday, this is a particular conjunction of two planets, Saturn and Jupiter, which happen to be the largest in our solar system. And they, if you look to the west, it's kind of southwest. It's right from me, straight in front of where I'm looking out now. I've been watching them getting closer and closer and closer each night, each clear night. And you will be able to see them, willing that there's clear skies, and they will come so close together that they will look as if it is one planet or one star. It's actually a planet, but of course, you know, when we're looking to the heavens, we see them as stars. And their conjunction this close, it's about 6 degrees, I believe, which is really imperceptible with the naked eye. Then this is the first time they've been that close together or have been in conjunction like this for 800 years. And the Middle Ages, Dark Ages rather, at the end of the Dark Ages, moving into the age of discovery, of enlightenment towards the Renaissance. It didn't happen immediately, it was gradual, We are in a very accelerated time, a very accelerated um, evolutionary leap, and therefore our movement from our, if you will, darker days, i.e., unenlightened, um, moving from the more base, lower vibrational, lower chakra issues of existence, our very existence, and fear for our existence, whether that's through wars, starvation, illness, um, terrorists, those that, you know, we have so many guns still out on the street, and people, when they get scared, are using them more just as individuals. And also, again, we have seen in the past gunmen coming in and shooting multiple people at the same time. So that fear was with us for a long time. It's only been through the pandemic that, thank you, the heavens, that we haven't actually experienced that, but our existence has been threatened in different ways. Now, that's on more of a collective level. On an individual level, there are so many households living in terror, whether it's the wife or the woman in the home, um, and the children. And it doesn't take much to completely destabilize the security of life itself in a child. It doesn't necessitate someone, you know, throwing them across the room or venting their anger on them. It can be very, very subtle ways, very, very um, ways of action or attitude or selfishness. We're seeing so much of that. And the ways in which the child was not stood up for. And that's been a theme over the past couple weeks. As you all know, oftentimes I speak of the collective consciousness theme, the current collective consciousness theme. And, excuse me, and this has been one for quite a while, but it's really culminated the past couple weeks in the idea of standing up and standing for, or standing against, or standing in, or standing as. Now, I'll explain a little bit about what I mean, but I think you can get a sense of that from what's going on the larger national stage, political stage, as well as around the world. And it has been very apparent in client sessions and with colleagues and friends, this the resultant patterning of not having one or the other or both parents standing up for you, standing as stable, strong, honorable, respectful beings in regard to the child. And what that creates is a very self-focused, self-centeredness, selfishness, in an attempt to constantly obtain, to get, to receive what was not felt or experienced as a child. And this is at the cost of either your own sense of self, because in order to, the little child does not have the cognitive abilities, so the system, the energetic and physical system of the child interprets, and the defense system kicks in and adjusts according to what the child believes will get them what they want and need. For example, one client this week, she struggles with being able to have communication and be able to make choices within her marriage. She feels her husband is very controlling and doesn't have the freedom to be able to express herself creatively, professionally, and otherwise. And this stems back to, as you know, the exploration went deeper, it stems back to her need to make the other okay, and the desire to be seen and heard and felt. And that didn't happen. It didn't happen. And so, you know, she adjusted herself and became what her little system believed the parents wanted, and therefore would have them respond in the way that she expected. Now, what that has to do with the collective, we're all in that sensation of need or lack or not having, not being able to express ourselves, not being able to step out as who we are. And that's the one of the key changes to our particular culture and around the world, that one can stand in who they are and not be persecuted, not be judged, not be exiled, socially, culturally, or otherwise. So this, you know, it's a longer discussion, but this is very, everything is transpersonal. What's going on individually is also on a larger scale going on our national scene and on the global. Again, you know, who is standing up for the earth? Who is standing up for the monarch butterflies that this week were not given the protections necessary, even after an assessment that lowered the percentage of monarchs that they estimated? And if the monarchs aren't with us, not only will that affect greatly the cycle of life and potentially with potentially detrimental effects to humans, but for throughout time, the butterfly has represented the ability to become more than you are, to change radically from one thing into another, to go from a very small view, the caterpillar only knows the leaf for the little area of tree that it lives on, to the butterfly that is able to move and see and go where they wish with freedom. So this is a lot. I'll go into much more of how this conjunction is going to affect you personally and globally in the event on Monday evening. It starts at 7 o'clock. This, because of the amount of need I'm seeing around the world and in so many areas, whether it's people or the earth or the environment or animals, this is going to be a donation only event. So please know that it's going to two different sources, primarily the Camden Rescue Mission, which really services the most needy of Camden and the most, you know, those on the very outer edges of our society. And there are people, there are children starving in our own backyard. which the amount of abundance in this world is, again, something that is in process of changing as we change. Just very, very briefly, this conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, it is a struggle. It is representative of our struggle. Saturn representing, I'm just checking my notes, Saturn representing the disciplined and the really push to do the spiritual work, or in the perspective of my work, the psycho-spiritual work. And it reveals to us all the ways in which we need to stand up and take responsibility. And again, that's standing up or standing for something, what you really believe in, without the fear of backlash, or standing against what you deeply feel is wrong, whether it's bullies, whether it's choices of your coworkers to gossip about and kind of push aside a coworker. There's so many different ways in which we do this. Or standing as this multi-dimensional being that you are, that an eternal being that has many, many, many existences. And again, from the perspective of the work that I do, it's all concurrent, not only me, there are many that have this perspective, that those lives are going on concurrently, because when you move beyond this dimension, time and space are not this confined, limiting, linear process, but instead it's very, very fluid. They interact in completely different ways. So your soul's experience is going on right now, which is why there is the potential for a back and forth from you to your wider self, to your guides and teachers and masters. This is a big experiment, a big, wonderful project, this Earth project. And it takes many, 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 many beings to make it happen. And you are a key point. You are here in the trenches. You are in the physical, which is so not easy. And that information of your experience goes back and forth from you to your other yous, from you to your guides and teachers and masters, or however you want to name or perceive of the beings beyond here. And that ability to then receive back from your wider self, your guides and teachers and masters, this back and forth flow, when you are standing as that multi-dimensional, multi-existential being, after having done the work. And that's where Jupiter comes in. Jupiter is about spiritual insights and new ways and blessings and kind of opportunities, creating or rewards after you've awakened another part of yourself. And these two are coming together and giving us the opportunity to truly reconfigure our entire existence, reconfigure your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual body. So today's meditation, today's energetic practice is really going to create the sacred geometric interactions, connections for you to be poised for Sunday, Monday. And then hopefully you'll be joining us on Monday evening, when you will be able to actually today's card was rewrite the past. And that is absolutely the potential right here and right now, is to rewrite the past. For again, we have opportunity to change our very lineage, your ancestors, all of those that came before you that have set up this particular moment, that have brought forward physical, emotional, cultural issues, challenges for you to have the opportunity to transform them, transmute them, and become more, to literally become something else. The caterpillar does not actually change into a butterfly. The caterpillar completely ends and a butterfly begins in that cocoon, in that process. It becomes genetically something else entirely. And that's what we have the potential for. That's what this entire year has been about. This, I'm sure you've heard, reset, redesign, recalibrate, reconfigure. These are the potentials. And it's happening and will happen in a very short period of time, a matter of less than a generation. That's the difference between this particular evolutionary leap and many others that have occurred on planets prior to this, and even to a certain extent throughout our history. But still within those changes have occurred still within the framework of duality that was chosen to be explored, i.e., that there were very few that held the power and the resources, and the masses were always oppressed or controlled or dominated. And this is a complete 180 potential, 360 really, where it becomes the people's choice, that we have the opportunity to rule and decide and choose and vote how we want not only our country, but how we want our world to be. And that is through actions, but it is really in that standing up for yourself, for your children, for your family, for your beliefs, for your desires and wishes of the world you want to live in. Standing against those that want to, need to destroy the planet, people's rights, the potentials. And that is their free will right to do so. But you have choice. You have the opportunity to really stand in your truth, stand in your authenticity, stand as your full, whole self, whole, holy self. So without anything further, I believe at this point in time, I'm being signaled that the energetics are poised for today's practice, for today's meditation. And I invite you to really allow for the structuring, the formatting of your system in preparation for Monday, Sunday, Monday. And I encourage you to join me on Monday evening to follow through from this preparation into those very, very, very potent energetics of the conjunction of Saturn and Jupiter, of the energetics of the solstice itself, of the powerful energetics of choice. Many saw the November 3rd election as a point in time when that choice was being made, not only by those here in the United States, but by proxy, the rest of the world. Excuse me. But the struggle is still going on. The vote has not been finalized, as we can see through the potential of the runoff in Georgia. This isn't about politics. It isn't about one side or one party or the other. This is about a very, very clear and very distinct choice of humanity. And whether you're in Georgia or not, you are still in on this election, this selection of humanity moving forward and breaking through the rigid, stuck ways that Saturn helps us with, and moving into inclusiveness and embracing of all of who you are and all that there is here on this planet. So I invite you now to truly let go of your, excuse me, as the channeling energies come in. Oftentimes my throat must adjust, so please forgive any clearing that must be done. And as always, I invite you to ask and allow. Say to yourself or say out loud, if you're in a setting that that's possible to do, I am asking and I am allowing my body. I am asking and I am allowing my energy field. I am asking and I am allowing my wider self. I am asking and I am allowing my guides, teachers, masters, angels. I am asking and I am allowing all parts of me and all times of me, all to join me here and now, guiding me, assisting me, teaching me, reminding me. That everything is inside of me. The universe is inside of me. I am a microcosm of the macrocosm, which is the universe. And I choose to travel, sink down and into my inner verse, wherein lie all answers, all potentials, all accumulated knowledge and experience and abilities and skills accumulated in so very many existences. And as always, I, Andrea, am calling in and calling upon Michael for each one's personal protection and the teaching of mutual duality. There is no good, bad, light, dark, male, female, that is not within and of and as the divine. I call in and call upon the divine feminine through the mothers. Mary, Tara, Kuan Yin, Sophia, Amma, Great Mother. I call in and call upon Andreu for discernment for each and every one here. Call in and call upon Francisco for each to be able to walk open-heartedly in beauty with all things around and on and in this life. I call in and call upon Lady Gaia that each one may feel themselves in the union of the earth of each of you with the earth herself. Giving, receiving. And the abundance therein. You call in and call upon the elementals so that the earth, air, fire, and water of each be in just right relationship. That the earth of you, your body, that the air of you, your mind, that the water of you, your emotions, and the fire of you, your spirit, all be in right relationship within you. I call in and call upon the chiefs to center you within the directions. The direction of east with Brother Eagle for illumination, who is so very present right now. Here in our area, they have been seen over the past week. I myself, while picking out a Christmas tree, saw one flying over Cooper River. This is the alchemical combination of so many beings. And this particular week, Eagle is so offering, so clearly offering illumination, yes, but that high spiritual view, the wide view of Eagle. And as representative of this country, in the direction of the West, in this time of winter, represented by Brother Bear for introspection. And in the South, with Sister Porcupine and Sister Otter, bringing in the wide-eyed wonder of the child within us all, that this Christmas season makes so apparent. The playfulness, the innocence. And I call in and call upon Lady White Buffalo in the north, for patience, prayerfulness, and wisdom. And in the direction of below, with all the inner earth beings that are constantly at work, maintaining this physical planet and aligning our wishes with the wishes of all the beings on this earth. And in the direction of above, our beautiful cosmic family that has been making itself so known this year, reaching down every night, the night skies being exceptional. And of course, the direction within. I call in and call upon the ancients, the council of intergalactic beings that aid and oversee this project Earth. For there are many, many, many beings involved from many places within the universe. Represented here in the animal kingdom, the plant kingdom, the insect kingdom, the birds, the water beings, bacteria, and even viruses, all representing the universe here on this particular planet. A grand cooperative. I call in and call upon Mercury, the activator, the catalyzer, to spark, awaken, and enliven the potential for change, transformation, or even transmutation within each of you. Allow yourselves to sink ever more deeply down and into you. Surrender the need to control, surrender the need to understand, surrender the need to even follow my words. They are not needed. The more you are able to let go of visioning, seeing, knowing, tracking, the more possibility of you experiencing, feeling, sensating, and as always, this practice is being overseen by the Supreme Council of Universal Spiritual Law. Again, simply allowing, let go, surrender, feel the experience of moving from this outer world, fixed, rigid, to your inner world, where the edges of you begin to fade and soften. And even if that feels a little like nodding off or on the edge of sleep, or even slightly napping, that enables you to let go of holding on to what you know, bringing in the potentials, potentials beyond what you might even imagine. For all is possible in this moment. All potentials are here. To create, design the dreams of your heart, not merely those of your mind. Some may call them miracles, but there is great magic here. Magic being potentials beyond what can be imagined. And so rapidly that it is beyond our knowledge of physics. Allow the magic of the season to emanate through the structures within your being. No work, no effort, no doing, simply allowing. Remember, not with your mind, but with your body and your energy field, what truly, deeply, with all your little being, belief in the magic magic of Santa, the miracle of the oils that kept lighted, the lamps, the magic of the night skies, daylight turning into night and night into day without any work on our part. That's it. Let yourselves drop in one more level deeper into this sense of magic, into the preparatory structuring of your body energy field, in preparation for Monday's choice point, change point. And as the integration of all of the energetics is occurring very, very, very gently. Simply feel and follow. Do not push. Do not decide with your mind. Allow your energy field and your wider self to lead you, bring you from your experience of perhaps a less physical state in your own time, very organically. Listen with your sensating abilities. How, when, the timing is just right for you, your way, to return to a more consensus reality, a more physical based reality. And ever so gently, when it is right for you, opening your eyes, and hopefully you have some water nearby. I encourage you to drink a great deal of water today. Do not underestimate what was done in this relatively short period of time. And I invite you to please join me on Monday evening. Please call to register or write me at andrea@healersuniverse.com, for there are certain things that you will need to gather to have for the ceremony on Monday evening at 7 o'clock, and further instructions for the Zoom address, etc. And if by any chance I do not have the opportunity to be with you on Monday, I wish you the most profound experience of magic, transformation, loving kindness, and renewal throughout this holiday season. And for those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry, Merry Christmas. And I will see you the day after Christmas, the 26th, since the 25th is a Friday. Be well. Much love, my deepest honor, respect, and gratitude for your presence here and now. Be well. Bye-bye.